flow of class. Please remember there's only 2 rules, move and breathe. Do not do anything that increases your pain. There's no expectations of what you look like, what you can or cannot do. Just do the best you can. Please remember shoes on, shoes off, socks on, or socks off. As long as you're happy, I'm happy. If you're good to go, go ahead, come on up to the front of your mat. All right, go ahead, take a nice deep breath in, reach it up. Exhale, reach for your toes. Inhale, come on into flat back. So flat back, come as far up your shins as you need to in order to get your back and spine flat. Get your head away from your shoulders and lift your sit bones. On your next exhale, hands all the way down towards the floor. Kick your feet back. Now normally when we transition through here, you're gonna come down until you almost touch the floor, but not quite. But we're gonna take a little break on our stomach. You've got 3 options here. You can lift a little bit, just using your back muscles. You can lift a lot, pushing through your hands. Both of those are cobra pose. Or you can come up on the tops of your feet. Dealer's choice. Next, tighten up your abs, tuck your toes, kick it on back into downward dog. All right, in this position, fingers are spread, elbows straight, head and neck relaxed. Push your chest to your thighs, abs tight, thighs tight, drop those heels. On your next exhale, walk your feet to your hands. Inhale to flat back. Exhale down. Inhale, reach it up. And exhale, relax. Nice job. Next 2 cycles are exactly the same. The only difference is they're just going to be a little faster. If you need an extra breath anywhere, go ahead and just take one. Here we go. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale, flat back. Exhale down. Up dog or cobra, dealer's choice. Tuck those toes. Downward dog. Again on the cues here, fingers spread, elbows straight, head and neck relaxed. Push your chest to your thighs, abs tight, thighs tight. Drop those heels. Good. On your next exhale, walk or hop up to the front of your mat. Inhale to flat back. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale, relax. Good. Last time through. Here we go. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale flat. Exhale all the way down. Up dog or cobra. Tuck those toes, downward dog. Last time on your cues here, fingers spread, elbows straight, head and neck relaxed. Push your chest to your thighs, abs tight, thighs tight. Drop those heels. Exhale, walk or hop up to the front of your mat. Inhale to flat back. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale, relax. Nice job. All right, we're gonna go feet spread just a little bit on the mat here. Go go ahead, fold over at your hips, bend your knees if you need to in order to get a hold of your toes. From here, you're gonna bend one leg, straighten the other, and then just keep switching at your pace. Keep a little bit of tension on the toes here, alternating side to side. Just get a little bit more length in the hamstrings, getting that sciatic nerve moving just a little bit. Bend your knees, walk up your legs again. Take about a half a step back with your left foot. You're gonna make sure those heels are lined up, okay? Back foot is kind of turned on the 45. Turn into the front hip, okay? So really feel like you're locking into your pelvis. Don't turn through your back, so don't feel like you're rotating over. Just turn, lock into the front pelvis here, okay? Your leg is not bent, but it's not locked either, so it's straight but very active. From there, fold over that hip. The whole time that you're folding over, you want to feel like you're being pulled back by that hip, back by that pelvis. Let yourself come down as far as you're able to. Okay, if you need support on your thigh, shin, your ankle, your foot, or the floor, take your time, walk up your leg. Let's switch sides here. Okay, so about a half a step back with that right foot. Turn, lock into the front of that hip, front of the pelvis here. And again, you want to fold over this hip. Feel like you're being pulled back by that front hip. Let yourself lean over that front leg as far as it's comfortable. Job, walk up your leg. And we're going to switch sides again. Okay. Line those heels up. Toes are on the 45. Turn, lock into that front hip. From here, you're going to come down about halfway. Wherever your flexibility is, come down about halfway. Okay. From there, what you're going to do is you're going to turn into that hip just a little bit further. Okay. Now, it's up to you. The arm can be straight. The arm can be bent, whatever feels right for you. Lift up, look over your shoulder. Please know if you're in this position though, okay, be mindful if you lose your balance, try not to take out the entire row with you. It's a lot of paperwork for me. It's a lot of paperwork. Oh boy. I'm gonna talk over here. You guys are crushing it. I love it. Let's go ahead and switch sides. You guys did great. Love it. Okay. Switch sides. All right. Turn, lock into that front hip. Okay. Again, you're gonna go about halfway down wherever your flexibility is. One arm goes out. Okay, so you kind of have that extra support. And then again, you can go straight or bent arm. bring your legs back up to the front of your mat. Woo, good job. All right, switch again. There we go. Okay, everything's the same. Go ahead, lock in the front of that pelvis. We're leaning forward this time. You're going to let yourself curl through your mid-back just a little bit more. So don't worry about hinging as much, okay? And then the goal is actually going to be to kind of take your hands behind your leg and pull in towards that thigh just a little bit more. Keep that thigh muscle active so it doesn't kind of entirely get bent by your legs being behind, or your arms being behind your legs, excuse me. Good, release that. Swap sides. Alright, so again, don't worry about hinging or folding over this hip as much. You can let yourself curl just a little bit. Get those arms behind that thigh. Lock in. Really kind of pull yourself over that thigh just a little bit more. Remember, your leg's going to want to bend. Try not to let it. Keep that thigh engaged. Let that go. Go ahead and come on up towards the front of your mat. Shake it out just a little bit. Great job. All right, hands behind your back here. Okay, you can clasp your hands together. You can reach for your elbows, whatever feels right. When you're working on going backwards, extending, remember the further back you go, the tighter you make your abs. Okay, so the more you lean back, the tighter you make those abs. Go ahead. Feel like you're pulling that belly button in towards your spine as much as you can. Good. Take your time coming out of that. Abs tight. Lean it all the way forward. Reach for your toes. Good. Walk it up. And extend again. So again, clasp those hands together or reach for your elbows. Doesn't matter, whichever one feels better. Lean it back as far as you can. Abs tight. Make sure those abs are as tight as you can make them. Tighten those abs. Go ahead, forward fold again. We've got one more set of those. Go ahead, walk up your legs if you need to. Hands behind your back, however you want to do. Extend as much as you can. Good. Tighten those abs. Forward fold as far as you're able to. Let yourself really relax in this position for a moment. Grab your elbows if you want. Good. Flat back. Exhale all the way down to the floor. Up dog or cobra. Let your back kind of decompress in that position here for a moment. Good. Drop down onto your stomach. You can scoot back on your mat if you need to. Post up on your elbows. From this position, you're going to pull your elbows back, so you're really kind of like pulling your chest and your sternum through. From there, you're going to bend one leg and then straighten it back out. Switch sides, just getting those knees warmed up a little bit more. But this is also a great way to get that femoral nerve moving just a little bit. If you want to add a little more tension to the femoral nerve, you still may or may not feel it. You'll just tuck your chin down. Everything else is the same. Chin down. Great job. Everybody shift on over towards the right side of your mat. Okay? You're going to take that left leg and you're going to bring that knee up so it's kind of at about 90-ish degrees. Maybe a little bit higher. You'll be able to adjust based on what feels right. Okay? Let yourself settle into that. See if it feels like any bit of a stretch. If it does not feel like a stretch, what you're going to do is you're going to start to try to push the front of your hip straight down into the mat. Okay? So try to engage that glute. Push that hip straight down. If you're still not feeling much of a stretch, then what you're going to do is you're going to start to turn away from that hip just a little bit more. Once you get that stretch, just try to let yourself relax into that position. Trying to stay active with that glute. Try to really drive that hip down towards the mat. All right, as that hip is relaxing down, what you're going to try and do, you're going to try and lift that knee, okay? So raise and lower that knee. Fire up that glute just a little bit more. Hurrah! If you can't get the knee to lift, just lift the whole leg. Yeah. Good. Now you're going to raise and lower the foot. Usually in this position, lifting the foot's a little bit easier than the knee. Still try to make sure that glute is engaged. You're still pushing that hip down towards the mat. Maybe we keep that pressure, that stretch in the front of the hip still. Great job. Easy, right? Go ahead, straighten that leg out. Let's swap sides. All right, so same thing once you're on the left side of your mat. Lift that right leg up, okay? So it's straight out from your hip or maybe just slightly above, okay? From there, remember, you can kind of try to figure out how to settle in, push that hip forward so you're kind of trying to drive that front of the hip down towards the mat. If you're still not feeling a stretch, try to turn away from that pelvis, from that hip just slightly. See if that helps kind of get that inner thigh stretch and groin stretch going just a little more. grandfather died, he told me I should invest in Bose speakers. I just thought that was really sound advice. Go ahead and raise and lower your knee. Remember, keep that hip engaged. Also remember, if you ever can't lift the knee or the foot, just lift the whole leg. Good. Raise and lower the foot. Great job. Go ahead, come back into the center of your mat, but we're gonna stand our stomachs here. Let's kind of flush the front of the hip out again. So post up on those elbows, pull that chest through, and let's just get that femoral nerve moving again a little bit here. Again, head up is fine. If you're not feeling any tension, go ahead and tuck that chin down so that you might feel tension. Most people won't feel a lot of tension with a femoral nerve glide, so don't be alarmed if you don't really feel much. It is still moving. It is still moving. Say this before, nerves need three things to be happy. They need movement, space, and blood flow. That's why we incorporate the nerve glides in class. All right, let yourself come down on your stomach. Let's start off with that left leg. Go ahead and bend your heel towards your butt. You're gonna reach back. Doesn't matter what position you grab that ankle in, just go ahead and gently pull it in towards your butt. You can. Shouldn't have started off with my injured side. That go. Go ahead, other side, pull that heel into your butt. Remember, if one side's different than the other, it's just that, it's just different, it's not better or worse. Both legs if you can. If you can't, just stick with one leg and then I'll tell you when to switch. Try to make sure when you're on your stomach here in this position, keep your glutes engaged. So feel like you're pushing your hips down towards the mat. Keep those abs pulled in. We're technically moving into extension, so you want to make sure you still keep everything engaged. Doing one side, go ahead and switch. If you're still on both legs, go ahead, just keep those abs engaged. So close, but so still bends more than hands. almost there. Great job. Slowly let that go. Tighten up your abs. And from here, you're gonna go straight back into a child's pose. So child's pose, remember, for those of our viewers at home, don't follow me on this one, just follow the cues. Child's pose, get your butt as close to your heels as you can. Okay, so start there, get your butt as close down to your heels as you can. Spread your knees a little bit if you need a little more space for your rib cage. Toes can be together. Once your butt is as close to your heels as you can, you're gonna go ahead, drop that chest down towards the floor. And then from there, start to reach your arms away. So really focusing on getting that butt down towards your heel first. That way you're kind of creating as much of that stretch into the low back as possible. You want to make sure the butt is down in child's pose position so that we're not kind of doing more of the puppy pose where you're stretching the mid back. Again, this is a little bit more for that low back and hips. While you're resting in child's pose, you can adjust your arms however you need. It's a good opportunity to kind of reach to one side or the other if you feel like the side, if you have a tight side near your rib cage or near your shoulder blade. Job. Take your time coming up out of that. When you're ready, you can go side saddle, or you can go over your shins, try to get into a seated position. From here, let's start with the right leg. So right leg forward, left leg is bent. Okay? You want your left leg bent as far up into your groin as you can get it. Okay? So bend it as far as you can up into the groin. From here, sit up really, really nice and tall. Try to get yourself out of your pelvis. Your sit bones are going to tilt away from your heel. So try to start to rock the sit bones away from your heel. Reach for your foot with your sternum. When you inhale, try to sit up just a little bit taller. You exhale, see if you can lean any farther forward. Good. Go ahead and take that left leg. You're going to bring it over the other side. Okay? So from here, you're going to pull that knee in towards your chest as far as it'll go. Okay? Now, the important thing with this one, as you're kind of settling in, make sure your sit bones are down. Make sure your sit bones are down. Pull that chest through, sit up really nice and tall. Doing this first part here, we're going to turn in towards that front leg. So if you can get the half bind, great. If you can get your elbow and your knee together, that's awesome. Go ahead from there, continue that rotation. Look over that left shoulder. Good job. Back to the middle. back into that same position, or if you want to go for the full demi-moor pose, you're gonna bend that bottom leg so it tucks under your left cheek, okay? So you're trying to sit on that heel with your left cheek, okay? From there, everything else is the same. Usually the bind is a little bit easier at this point, so you can also take that right elbow outside of that left knee, and then go ahead and look over that shoulder. Same rules, even when we're bound like this, if you inhale, try to create some space in that spine, try to step a little taller. When you exhale, try to see if you can wind up with your abs just a little bit more. So not necessarily feeling like you have to push through your arms, but try to wind up with your abs a little more. Great job. Let's release that. Go ahead, come back out into sitting position here. Legs are out in front. We're just gonna get those nerves moving again here before we move into the other side. So bend your legs as much as you need to in order to get a hold of your toes. Once you get a hold of your toes, you're gonna walk those feet out as straight as you can. And then from there, you're gonna tuck your chin and lift your head. You don't hold this position, so just up and down, tuck the chin, lift the head. Get that sciatic nerve moving a little bit more. If you are barefoot, kind of an easy way when we are doing the grabbing the toes, you take your peace fingers and you grab onto your big toes, usually just a little bit more kind of secure feeling. Plus there's a pretty decent nerve contributor, if you will, or branch, excuse me, off the sciatic nerve that ends in the big toe. So it just kind of winds that nerve up just a little more. Let's get that other side. All right, right leg, pull it in as far into your groin as you can. Let yourself sit up tall. From there, remember, sit up as far out of your pelvis as you can. Tilt the sit bone away from your heel. Make sure you're reaching for your foot with your sternum. I gotta stop starting on my not as good side right now. Demonstrating for the wonderful camera here. I'm like, keep going to the side that I can't do. I won't do that again. Remember, every time you inhale, try to get yourself out of that pelvis just a little bit more. Exhale, reach a little bit further forward with that sternum. Good. Go ahead and let yourself sit up tall. Take that right leg, cross it over. Remember, in this position, make sure you let your sit bones settle down into the mat and keep that knee pulled in towards your chest. Oh, did I tell you guys about a crystal ball? About a crystal ball. Super cool. When I bought it, the lady told me if I'm not at home, then I need to make sure to cover it with like silk veil or something like that. I said, oh yeah, because of the demons. She said, no, because if the sun hits it right, it'll burn your house down. Good, let's go for the half bind here. Go ahead, lock that elbow and knee together. Turn, look over your right shoulder. everybody, if you feel like it, go ahead and try to come into that Debbie Moore pose. So remember, you're gonna bend that left leg till you get it under your right cheek, if you can. Be a long way off on this one, it's fine. Here we go, and then from there, go ahead, try to see if you can settle in. Again, ideally that heel is under your cheek. The bind is usually a little easier in this position, so if you want, you can then get your elbow outside of the knee and continue that rotation. One more time, getting that sciatic nerve moving. This time we just go from the opposite direction. So remember, bend your legs if you need to, grab a hold of your toes, walk those feet out until your legs are as straight as you can get them. And then from here, you're gonna and have your chin at least down to neutral. You can tuck more if you want, but you're gonna pump those ankles. Come on into the middle of your mat. Okay. Grab the backs of your thighs. Roll onto your back. I'll meet you there. Just gonna turn my mat. Okay. Once you're on your back, pull your knees to your chest. Remember, actively pull your knees in towards your chest, so feel like you're pulling from your shoulder blades. Job. Cross one leg over the other. It doesn't matter which side we're doing. We're going to do them both. Reach through, grab the back of the leg, and then you're going to bend and straighten the free leg there. Next time you straighten that leg out, hold it out straight. Now, don't wind up too much. Make sure you're protecting your bent leg. No pain in the bent leg. But from here, you're going to walk up that straight leg as far as you can, wherever it ends. Okay? Just hold it in for just a little bit more of the strength. Try not to awkwardly lock eyes with the person who may or may not be cruising around the gym in front of you. Go ahead and let that go. Let's switch sides. Yeah. towards your chest again. Between your legs, grab the outsides of your feet, pull it into happy baby. Everybody loves happy baby. Reach over your toes, lift your heels. Lift those heels straight up towards the ceiling. A little bit more focus on those hamstrings today, so hopefully this position feels reasonably comfortable. Good. Bend your legs. Straighten your legs out. Let your feet fall off to the side. Tuck your shoulder blades, palms up. Your only job is to breathe in through your nose, out through the mouth. Please remember, if this is meditation for you, meditation is not having a clear or empty mind. It's just acknowledging whatever distractions come up. And then go back to focusing on your breathing. Please do not feel rushed. You're going to get at least 5 more deep breaths, counting how long it takes you to do a full inhale, counting how long it takes you to do a full exhale. Feel ready to get up, go ahead and start to wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, roll over to one side, go ahead and sit down